As far as your local election headquarters, breaking overnight, a stunning phone call making headlines. On one end, you have Georgia's Republican Secretary of State. On the other end, you have President Donald Trump seemingly pressuring officials to overturn the election. The recorded hours-long conversation comes after almost 9 weeks after the election. The whole time, the president claiming voter fraud cost him the re-election.
Yeah, and all that is on top of the fact that this week, several Republican senators plan to challenge President-elect Joe Biden's Electoral College victory.
CBS's Ben Tracy is at the White House with more.
Please raise your right hand.
Today, Vice President Mike Pence swore in senators at the Capitol as he gave his backing to an effort by at least a dozen Republican senators to object to certifying President-elect Joe Biden's victory on Wednesday. In a statement, Mr. Pence's chief of staff, Mark Short, said the vice president shares the concerns of millions of Americans about voter fraud and irregularities in the last election.
We have an obligation to the voters, and we have an obligation to the Constitution to ensure that this election was lawful.
But every state has certified their election results, and there is no credible evidence of fraud. A bipartisan group of U.S. senators said today in a statement, the 2020 election is over. The voters have spoken, and Congress must now fulfill its responsibility to certify the election results.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to be inaugurated, and no publicity stunt that these guys are pulling are going to change that.
President Trump continues to lash out at Georgia's Republican Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger.
You should want to have an accurate election, and you're a Republican.
We believe that we do have an accurate election.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have, not even close.
In audio of a phone call obtained by CBS News, President Trump pressured Raffensperger on Saturday to recalculate Georgia's election results, a state Biden won.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
All I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes.
Campaigning in Georgia tonight for Democrats, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris sharply criticized the president's phone call.
Have you all heard about that recorded conversation? Well, it was, yes, certainly the voice of desperation. Most certainly that. And it was a bald-faced, bold abuse of power by the President of the United States.
President Trump is encouraging his supporters to show up here in the nation's capital on Wednesday as Congress meets to certify Joe Biden's election victory. He wants his supporters to be out there protesting, and the president says he will attend one of the protest events in person. Ben Tracy, CBS News, the White House.